It started with a shaky smartphone video uploaded to TikTok. The clip showed a frantic Amazon delivery driver, Marcus, fleeing down a pristine Beverly Hills street. His delivery van parked haphazardly at the curb. Packages, ordinary brown boxes, and one striking gold embossed package were scattered across the driveway of a sprawling mansion. The caption read, "Why did he leave Beyoncé's house like this?" The video went viral instantly. Fans noticed the unmistakable address and the glittering box stamped with the initials BK Beyoncé Knowles. Speculation ran wild. Was it fan mail gone wrong? A secret album announcement? Or something darker? Comments flooded in, "Is Beyoncé okay? That gold box looks cursed. What's Marcus running from?" The driver, Marcus, stayed silent. Attempts to contact him led nowhere, but snippets of conversations began to surface. Witnesses claimed they heard him muttering, "Something's wrong with that house." While the internet buzzed, Beyoncé herself was holed up in her mansion. A rare public appearance at an industry gala the night before had shown her looking unusually tense. Now, she instructed her team to keep the media at bay and release a cryptic statement. The package in question was personal and highly sensitive. "We appreciate everyone respecting Beyoncé's privacy during this time." But instead of quelling curiosity, the statement fueled speculation. Fans and critics alike dissected her every word. What could Beyoncé, who rarely missteps, be hiding? Marcus's face appeared on TMZ days later, caught leaving a rundown motel. The young delivery driver was disheveled and jittery, his eyes darting nervously as reporters hounded him. All he said was, "I can't talk about it. You wouldn't understand. That package, it was not normal." Marcus's fear sparked even wilder theories. Paranormal fanatics claimed the gold box was cursed. Tech enthusiasts speculated it contained a prototype of a revolutionary invention. And conspiracy theorists dug into Beyoncé's connections, linking the package to everything from secret societies to espionage. Inside the mansion, Beyoncé wrestled with the fallout. Her publicist, Dinah, urged her to stay quiet, but the strain was evident. Even her husband, Jay-Z, couldn't calm her. In a rare candid moment, Beyoncé snapped at Dinah. "You don't understand. If this gets out, it's not just my reputation. It's everything." Late at night, Beyoncé stood in her lavish, dimly lit living room, staring at the gold box on a marble table. The house was eerily silent, save for a faint, rhythmic hum emanating from the package. Her reflection flickered in the metallic sheen of the box, and for a moment, she thought she saw something else staring back. Adding to the chaos, a neighbor came forward with their own story. "I saw strange lights coming from her house that night," they told a gossip magazine. "Blue and green, flickering like a beacon. I thought maybe it was a party, but it didn't feel like a party. It felt wrong." This revelation sent social media into a frenzy. Was the package part of some experimental technology? A fan obsession gone too far? Or was Beyoncé herself dabbling in something unexplained? The mystery deepened, and the stakes grew higher. Beyoncé, known for her poise and control, now seemed dangerously close to unraveling. What was in the package, and why was it causing so much turmoil? Days later, Marcus unexpectedly re-emerged on social media with a live video. His face was pale, his voice trembling, but his words carried weight. "I can't stay quiet anymore. I don't care what happens. That package, it wasn't just a package. Something was watching me." Viewers flooded the stream with comments. "What do you mean watching? Did Beyoncé do something to him? This feels staged, bro. Spill the tea." Marcus explained how the delivery started like any other. Just another house, just another box. But the moment he touched the golden package, he felt an overwhelming unease, as if the box didn't want to be moved. When he entered Beyoncé's mansion, the hum of the package grew louder. Shadows shifted in the corners of the room, though no one else was there. "I swear," Marcus said, his voice cracking. "When I set it down, I heard a voice. It whispered my name." The live feed abruptly ended. Moments later, Marcus's account was deactivated. Inside the mansion, Beyoncé grew increasingly paranoid. The package remained unopened on the marble table, but the strange occurrences escalated. Mirrors fogged over, despite the absence of humidity. Footsteps echoed through hallways when no one was there. Lights flickered, casting unsettling shadows that seemed to stretch and bend toward the box. Her closest staff began to question her sanity. Dina, ever the pragmatist, confronted her. "What's really going on, Bey? If this is a publicity stunt, we need to control it." But Beyoncé's response was chilling. "It's not a stunt, Dina. That box, it's connected to something, to someone." Late one night, in a rare moment of vulnerability, she confided in Jay-Z. "I think it's from her," Beyoncé whispered. "Who?" he asked, confused. "My mother." The revelation shocked him. Beyoncé's late mother, Tina, had passed years ago. But the way Beyoncé spoke, her voice quivering with both fear and longing, left no room for doubt. "She warned me about something like this," Beyoncé said. "Before she died, she told me I'd get a sign, something only I could handle. But now, I'm not so sure." While Beyoncé grappled with her unraveling life, the outside world grew more chaotic. Paparazzi swarmed her gated mansion, hoping to catch a glimpse of the infamous gold box. One daring photographer managed to infiltrate the grounds, snapping pictures of the package through a window. However, the man later claimed he didn't leave with just photos. In a rambling interview, he said, "I don't know what happened, man. I was there for 10 minutes, tops. But now, I keep hearing this melody, a creepy tune, playing on a loop in my head. It won't stop." The photographer's words sent shivers through the public. Theories spiraled online. Was the box cursed? Was Beyoncé a part of something supernatural? Was the package alive? Then Beyoncé discovered something that shifted the narrative. A note hidden under the box, written in delicate, looping handwriting, she recognized immediately. It was her mother's. "Dearest Beyoncé, if you're reading this, then the time has come. You're stronger than you think. Open the box only when you're ready to face the truth." Tears blurred Beyoncé's vision as she clutched the note. But what truth? And why now? Her resolve wavered. For the first time, she considered opening the box, but fear held her back. As tension built around Beyoncé, Marcus's disappearance added fuel to the fire. Friends and family reported him missing, and his motel room was found empty, save for one strange item left behind. A crudely drawn image of Beyoncé's mansion, with the gold box at its center. Police investigations turned up nothing, but whispers began to circulate. Had the package consumed him? Had Beyoncé silenced him to protect her secrets? As days turned into weeks, Beyoncé's team grew restless. Dina pleaded with her to address the public. Jay-Z begged her to leave the house, but Beyoncé remained resolute. "I can't leave until I figure this out. This isn't just about me, it's bigger than any of us." Meanwhile, the public's fascination hit a fever pitch. Conspiracy forums lit up with speculation. The box contains a message from another dimension. It's a secret album teaser. Beyoncé's about to drop the craziest project ever. She's cursed, and now so is anyone who gets too close. The line between reality and myth blurred, and within the mansion, the box pulsed faintly with its own inexplicable energy. Inside Beyoncé's mansion, the tension became unbearable. The whispers grew louder, the flickering lights more erratic. Beyoncé was losing sleep, her once flawless composure fraying. Jay-Z, now deeply concerned, tried one last time to convince her to leave. "This isn't safe, Bey. Whatever's in that box, it's not worth this." But Beyoncé shook her head. "It's not just a box, Sean. It's her. I feel it. I know it's her." One night, alone in the dimly lit living room, Beyoncé approached the box. Her trembling fingers hovered over the latch as she whispered to herself, "I have to know." As she opened the lid, a low, haunting hum filled the room. Inside was a vintage music box, its golden surface engraved with symbols that seemed to shift under the light. The box began to play a soft, eerie melody. Beyoncé froze. It was the same lullaby her mother used to hum to her as a child. But then the music stopped abruptly, replaced by a faint voice. "Beyoncé!" The voice was unmistakable. It was her mother's. The air grew cold, and the room darkened as Beyoncé clutched the music box. Shadows twisted on the walls, forming the faint outline of a figure. The apparition of her mother appeared, her features clear, yet ethereal. Tears streamed down Beyoncé's face as she reached out, only for her hand to pass through the figure. "You've come far, my child," the apparition said, her voice a mix of warmth and sorrow. "But the truth you seek comes at a cost." Before Beyoncé could respond, the figure dissolved into a blinding flash of light. The house shook violently, and a piercing scream echoed through the mansion. Beyoncé collapsed, clutching the music box to her chest as the room returned to stillness. Meanwhile, the outside world erupted. The paparazzi incident, Marcus's disappearance, and Beyoncé's increasingly erratic behavior had become headline news. Theories spiraled further out of control. Is Beyoncé haunted? The curse of the golden box. What's the real story? Amazon driver vanished after Beyoncé delivery. Fans camped outside her mansion, hoping for a glimpse of the box or a statement. Social media became a battleground between believers and skeptics. Even Beyoncé's most loyal fans began to question. Is she okay, or has fame finally broken her? Just as speculation reached a fever pitch, Marcus resurfaced. He stumbled into a local news station, disheveled and muttering incoherently. "I was in a place," he said during a live interview. "It wasn't here, but it wasn't anywhere else either. The box, it showed me things." When pressed for details, Marcus grew agitated. "It wasn't Beyoncé's fault, it's older than her, older than all of us." He refused to say more, and before the interview could continue, Marcus walked out, disappearing once again. But his cryptic words reignited the firestorm around the mysterious package. Determined to understand the box's power, Beyoncé sought help from an expert, Dr. Elise Morgan, a renowned historian specializing in ancient artifacts. When Dr. Morgan arrived at the mansion, she immediately recognized the engravings on the music box. "These symbols," she said, her voice trembling, "are linked to a legend, a conduit between worlds." As Dr. Morgan examined the box, it began to glow faintly. The haunting melody played once more, and the room plunged into darkness. Shadows emerged, swirling and taking form. This time, it wasn't just Beyoncé's mother. It was a myriad of faces, all whispering incomprehensible words. Dr. Morgan screamed, but Beyoncé stood firm. "What do you want?" Beyoncé shouted at the apparitions. The whispers stopped, and one voice rose above the rest. "To remember." Dr. Morgan deciphered the message. The box was a vessel for memories and souls, a bridge between the living and the dead. It was never meant to harm, but to connect. Beyoncé's mother had left it as a final gift, knowing her daughter would one day need it. But the box's power had been corrupted over time, drawing in others and sowing chaos. Beyoncé had to make a choice: keep the box and bear its burden, or seal it forever, cutting off the connection. The music box's melody echoed faintly through Beyoncé's sprawling mansion. The delivery driver's panicked departure had triggered a series of cascading events: heightened media scrutiny, fan speculation, and now this harrowing confrontation with something beyond understanding. Beyoncé stood in the room where it all began, the music box glowing faintly on the table, its ornate carvings seeming to ripple like water under the dim light. Her childhood memories flooded back, her mother humming the same tune while braiding her hair, the scent of jasmine always lingering in the room. Those memories were comforting, but now they were overshadowed by the malevolent energy emanating from the music box. The atmosphere thickened, a chilling wind swirled through the room despite the windows being closed. Beyoncé clutched the locket her mother had given her years ago, a small anchor to reality. Shadows flickered unnaturally on the walls, stretching and bending into ghostly figures. Among them, she saw her mother, ethereal and sorrowful, reaching out. "Why are you here?" Beyoncé whispered, tears pooling in her eyes. "What do you want?" Her mother's apparition didn't respond, but her eyes flicked to the box. Beyoncé followed the gaze and saw the lid of the music box trembling as if it were alive. The melody grew louder, discordant, almost mocking. Marcus burst into the room, his face pale and drawn. "Beyoncé, we have to destroy it. I found something. Old journal entries from the previous owner. The box wasn't just cursed. It feeds on personal energy, emotions, memories. It's been tied to tragedies for decades." Beyoncé shook her head, her voice trembling. "It's my mother's. I can't. This is all I have left of her." Marcus grabbed her by the shoulders. "She wouldn't want this for you. Look around you. This isn't her. This thing is manipulating you." The room grew colder. Beyoncé's mother's apparition suddenly shifted, her face contorting into something unrecognizable. The other shadows loomed larger, pressing in. The music box glowed brighter, its carvings writhing like serpents. The house groaned as if alive, the walls bending inward. "You have to choose, Beyoncé," Marcus said, desperation in his voice. "Your past or your future." With trembling hands, Beyoncé reached for the box. The moment her fingers touched its surface, a flood of memories washed over her. Her mother's laughter, her father teaching her to sing, her earliest performances. But beneath those memories was something else, a dark, hollow presence, feeding on her fear and pain. She took a deep breath, her tears falling freely. "You're right, Marcus. This isn't her. My mom would want me to let go." Summoning every ounce of courage, Beyoncé held the music box aloft. The apparitions surged forward as if trying to stop her, their distorted faces screaming silently. Marcus grabbed a fire poker and struck the box, shattering it into pieces. A deafening wail filled the room as the glowing fragments disintegrated into ash. The room fell silent. The shadows receded, and the oppressive energy dissipated. Beyoncé collapsed to her knees, clutching the locket tightly. Marcus knelt beside her, his hand on her shoulder. "It's over," he said softly. She shook her head. "No, it's not. This thing, it knew too much. It wasn't just the box. It's something bigger." Marcus frowned but said nothing. Together, they gathered the ashes of the music box and sealed them in a container. Beyoncé decided to bury it in a secluded spot, far from her home and her family. Weeks later, Beyoncé returned to the stage, her performances more impassioned than ever. Fans noticed a newfound depth in her music, as though she were channeling something profound. But behind closed doors, she remained uneasy. One night, as she prepared for bed, she heard a faint melody, so soft it could have been imagined. She froze, her heart pounding, the same tune. She opened her drawer and saw the locket glowing faintly. "Mom?" she whispered, but there was no reply. The camera pans to a corner of the room where a faint shadow lingers for a moment before vanishing. The screen fades to black as the melody plays one last haunting note, leaving the audience with the chilling question: did Beyoncé truly escape, or had the box left something behind?